Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, if you guys have not seen the finale of Ironheart, I really do suggest for you to click away from this video because we are going to be talking about Mephisto's MCU debut in Ironheart and what does that mean for the future of the MCU, because there are so many things that is currently going on right now. Marvel is planning huge projects in the very near future, and in this finale, it really did tell us what's to come. So after years of speculation, it has finally been paid off. Mephisto now steps into the spotlight, and we did see Mephisto appear in human form in a restaurant after speaking with Parker Robbins and also Riri Williams. At first, we did see Mephisto offer Parker the cursed cloak, which he did accept because one of the things that Parker wanted was power, money, and fame. And Mephisto made that deal with him, promising to fulfill all of his desires. And then for Riri, after defeating the Hood, Riri transported to the same restaurant where the Hood was at before. Mephisto ends up being there and offers her a fresh new deal to bring her best friend back, which has been something very consistent through the whole series. One of the things that Riri really did want and was missing was her best friend. And so Mephisto made the deal that could give him the 100% chance of Riri accepting the deal. So she accepts it, believing that the price is something that she won't even miss, which is a constant thing Mephisto likes to say after a big deal. But the true cost here is that Natalie returns flesh and blood, and not just as an AI, but shortly right after, when Riri was hugging her best friend, we saw black veins begin to spread across her arms. It is the exact same corruption that affected Parker Robbins. This gave us confirmation that Mephisto has claimed something precious from Riri, which is a piece of her soul. There was also this post-credit scene that came out right after, which also does align with Doctor Strange, because we saw Parker, who is now powerless, seek help from Zelma, and he met her at the family's magic shop. Zelma is actually a known comic book character that's tied to Doctor Strange and the Strange Academy, and she did mention before that the Kamar-Taj theory is something that is real, which is hinting at future supernatural and magical storylines. The Strange Academy is Marvel's first dedicated school for sorcerers that is founded in New Orleans by Doctor Strange, and it is run day to day by Dr. Voodoo to give the young magic users a safe place to learn and to manage the magic skill sets that they do have. And in this school, it does contain students like Emily Bright, who has immense raw magical power, reality manipulation, death resistance. There's also Dial Dormammu, who is actually the son of the dreaded Dormammu. He has cosmic winds, dark dimension energy projections, and very similar abilities to what Dormammu has. There is also Zoe Lavelle, who has voodoo magic, zombie-like resurrection abilities, Calvin Morse, and there's many other characters. And I'm pretty sure that Marvel is going to try and maybe twist some things, maybe add in some brand new characters that we have not seen in the comics. So with Mephisto being introduced finally in the MCU, I believe that there's also maybe some future implications in the movie that is coming out next year, Brand New Day. And the reason why is because the Brand New Day storyline is being adapted by the One More Day comic book storyline. So there could be a connection here. In the One More Day comic book storyline, Mephisto made a deal with Spider-Man in the comics to save Aunt May, but in return, he had to erase his marriage to MJ. And as we all know, in the film No Way Home, Tom Holland's Spider-Man recently just lost Aunt May. So it's highly likely that they're going to want to follow up with this storyline and say, okay, after Tom Holland's Spider-Man loses Aunt May, eventually there's going to have to be a film where it does show Mephisto making a deal with Spider-Man to eventually get Aunt May back. And this is just simply what Mephisto likes to do, to target heroes and use their most important relationships to make a deal. There's also future implications on the Doctor Doom introduction that we are going to be having next year. Maybe there could be the possibility of witnessing Doctor Doom's mother Cynthia making a deal with Mephisto, which is exactly from the comics, and I believe that it could be showcased in Doomsday as a backstory to why Doctor Doom is what he is today. Because what that's going to lead to is Victor Von Doom battling against Mephisto to rescue her mother's soul. So Marvel does have this opportunity to really set up this iconic conflict. There's also future implications of a Ghost Rider origin story here, because remember, Marvel wants to create a Ghost Rider film, and the main reason why Johnny Blaze, who is Ghost Rider, becomes Ghost Rider is because of Mephisto. So as we can see, Mephisto is very much present in many storylines, and with him finally arriving in the finale of Ironheart, Marvel can now fast track a couple of projects or maybe show him in future projects. Keep in mind that there's two things that Mephisto likes to do, which is the soul contracts. He rules a hell dimension and trades in souls. So his power is bound by contracts, and his aim potentially is to conquer the MCU's 616 universe via these soul deals that he does do. As we saw in the finale, it's clear that Mephisto's magic corrupts the body into demonic forms with different powers. So we know that there is the possibility of the Strange Academy series being set out. I'm going to go into further detail about that in just a few minutes, but most importantly, I believe that they have also set up the Champions series, with Mephisto potentially being a central villain, and Ironheart may lead into a long-rumored Champions Disney Plus series, which is something that we have been waiting for a very long time, and what Marvel has been planning out for the past 4 to 5 years. For example, this series could include characters like Kate Bishop, Ms. Marvel, American Chavez, Casey Lang, Wiccan, and also Ironheart. All of these characters have been introduced since 2021. It has been a long time coming, and there is always that possibility that in that series, Riri's corruption might make her as an antagonist and play alongside Mephisto, but we'll wait and see, because a lot of that does seem a little murky. Going back to the Strange Academy, according to a lot of reliable sources, they have all claimed that they are officially in development, like they are making it. The fact that Zelma has finally been introduced in Ironheart is going to set up the mystical school that they are going to be building, and it's highly likely that maybe and possibly American Chavez could be included in this academy, now knowing that she has close connections and has encountered Doctor Strange before. In terms of when we could see this series finally come to life, we're going to have to wait and see. I don't think that it's going to happen in 2026, most likely in 2027, so after Avengers Doomsday, and if not, it would be after Avengers Secret Wars. Many have been questioning, when are we going to get the Midnight Suns movie? So it has been said that Marvel is reportedly accelerating development on the Midnight Suns movie, and once again, it is because they have finally introduced Mephisto, because Ghost Rider is one of the main leaders in this team, and Ghost Rider has those tough ties with Mephisto. This team could include Moon Knight, Blade, Werewolf by Night, and Doctor Strange, with Mephisto once again being the primary villain. There's a lot of things that Marvel could do here. There has also been questions about whether we're going to be seeing a Ironheart season 2. So as of now, this series has not been renewed, but there's definitely a cliffhanger at the end that showcased that this story must continue. Ryan Coogler said that he was also unsure on what could happen in terms of having a season 2 or not, and he also is unsure on whether Ironheart could appear in Black Panther 3. Everything is up in the air, which is why I can't really give you guys a definitive answer on what the future is going to be for the Ironheart series. It's quite possible that if it does not get renewed, Riri's story might continue in Champions or Strange Academy or Black Panther 3. I would say this though, when they were filming Ironheart season 1, they completed production and filming 3 years ago. I believe that point number one, the reason why they did that is because they're like, oh my god, we have Mephisto in this series. I don't think that we're ready to show this yet. There is still a lot of other stories that we have to tell, and I think the reason why they finally showed Mephisto now 3 years later is because they're now officially ready to get into the mystical, more cosmic storylines that Marvel wants to introduce. But most importantly, point number two, right, which is going to be my other point. When Ironheart season 1 was being filmed, there was a completely different board of directors and also a different CEO at Disney. At that time, 3 years ago, Disney, all they wanted to do was to put out a lot of content, just a lot, without really worrying about the quality. And we have really felt that. Now, with 3 years later, with a brand new CEO, a different board of directors, the CEO of Disney made it very clear. Every time they do put out a project, it's going to be in high quality form. They want to focus more on quality instead of quantity. So I think that if Marvel do greenlight a Ironheart season 2, it would be because they know that the story is really good and they can make a great second season and not just put out a series for the sake of having it just because they have a script that is present. They want to make sure that it is high quality. And if you're going to tell me that Marvel has the opportunity to make a high quality Ironheart season 2, I would say go all in on it, because once again, the finale is open-ended. There is a story to tell and you can do so much. But that is it, right? Like, Mephisto is here. He is now officially in the MCU after waiting for 3 to 4 years. He was teased in Agatha all along. There was the possibility of including him in the Wanda series back in 2021, but they have waited for so long. Fast forward to 2025, he's here, and now there is that possibility of having a Champions series, which is filming in 2026. It does set up the Strange Academy. Marvel is ready to go into development on that. It does set up the potential Midnight Suns movie that is being fast-tracked. It also does give in the tie-ins with Spider-Man Brand New Day because of the One More Day storyline. It's going to be very, very exciting. And so that is it. That is going to be wrapping up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.